giving you story after story. Everything is true. Some things are kinda scary, so what you gonna do? Cause that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes we spit scripture, line upon line, not discussing wickedness, but what is divine. And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tales from the Sipp, episode 27, The Voice of YAH, part 2. Yeah, got a good one for you. Tales from the Sipp. Yes, sir. The Voice of YAH. Now, this story takes place, I was like, I think I was like 8 years old at the time. So I'm sitting in the house, chilling, minding my business. You know, I always grew up, like I said, I grew up in the church. And then at the time, I was sitting up there, I always used to read the Bible by myself. I didn't really understand everything in it, but I memorized a lot of things. So, but at the time, I was like, I think like 8 years old. And then I was reading this stuff, and a lot of times I was at the house by myself. See, sometimes like my mama be gone, she be gone to the store to make grocery or do something. And I'm at the house, that was back in the day. And it was kind of country around where I live, so it wasn't nobody, we ain't had to worry about all that like stuff happening today. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. And plus, I was in the neighborhood, it was family all around, you know. Aunt and uncle stayed here, aunt and uncle stayed there, grandmom and granddad stayed up the street, auntie here, uncle there, little area. But for some reason, I was at the house that day by myself. I don't remember exactly what day it was, but I was just sitting there, and then I heard somebody call my name. And I look around, like, look around, I don't see nobody. So, and then it happened again. So I go and look. You know what? I think my father was at the house at the time, but he was in the room, sleep or whatever. So I go up in there, and I'm thinking I asked him, did he call me? Like, no, I ain't talk to you. Get on up out of here bugging me. I'm trying to go to sleep. So it happened the third time. And then I went and asked, you sure you ain't call me? Ain't nobody call you. It must be the devil calling you or something. Woo! But I'm going to tell you how the Most High works. Because see, now, I have always heard when people say, if you hear somebody calling your name, this is how biblically illiterate a lot of people are. They told me, I heard somebody tell me, an older person, hey, you hear somebody call your name 3 times, don't answer. Might be that's the devil trying to call you. So I'm thinking that as a child, you be thinking, what they said was true. Then I read the book of Samuel. And come to find out, the story of Samuel, this is how the Most High called him. He called him, remember, he called his name. If you read the story and you see how Samuel kept going back to Eli. And he said, "Did you call me?" He said, "No, go back, you know." So he did it the second time. And then Eli said, "Oh, that's the Most High calling you. Next time he call you, say, 'Here I am, Lord.' What 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 you got for me?" You know what I'm saying? So many, I'm using a lame term. So Samuel went back and boom, come to find out, that was the Most High calling him. So when I learned of that story, I said, "What? You know, you being a child, yeah, I didn't know no better. I'm like 8 years old." I said, "What?" But how the Most High answered me, he answered me and showed me in the Bible the story of Samuel when he was calling him. See, a lot of times the Most High talking to you and you may not know this is him. See, you can't go by people have a bunch of stories and stuff like this and say, "Oh, yeah, that's the devil calling you." That's because they're not biblically literate. But if they read the Bible, you can understand what was going on. So when I eventually found out what was going on by the Most High leading me to the scripture. And after I found out about that, then I end up one day, I end up at the same period of time. Cause see, I kept praying to the Most High. Uh, I prayed, I said, I want to understand your word. I want to understand all of it. You know what I'm saying? I want to, so when me praying that, then I opened up the scripture one day at the same time this was taking place. And I just opened up the scripture and said, "To much is given, to much is required." My eyes went straight to that scripture. Strange. A lot of strange things happened in my life. But yeah, that was a time that the Most High, when he was calling me, I finally recognized who was talking to me. I'm thinking it was another human in the house. It wasn't nobody but the Most High. Because sometimes you don't know it, but they have a messenger sitting right beside you, and they sitting there talking in your ear, telling you, "Hey, this what you need to do." Blah blah blah. You who been through the situation, you know exactly what I'm talking. Yeah, but at that moment when I found that out, the Most High came to me many other times, showing me things and me hearing certain situations. And this how I find out. That was the beginning of my journey of him calling me to, and so there's a lot of more things happen. But I just want to tell you about the voice of YAH, part 2. I just want to give you a situation when I heard the voice of YAH. This was a voice. I can't say, it was a time where I was just sitting there and it just boom, just came out of nowhere. I was just looking through the scripture, you know, but that happened. Moral of the story is don't believe people's stories when they just say stuff. Sometimes people, if they ain't, you know, don't read the scripture, they might be telling you something. They might not be telling you the truth. I always go by what see, the scripture is a witness to us, and should go by that. Number two, be able to recognize the Most High's voice when He's speaking to you. Yes, sir. But that's all I got for you today. Tales from the Sipp, episode 27, The Voice of YAH, part 2. Be on the lookout for episode 28. If you want to hear another, yeah, I'm going to give you a part 3. Be on the lookout for episode 28, Tales from the Sipp, The Voice of YAH, part 3. Until next time, peace out. Yes, sir.
That's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Sometimes your boy may go way back in the day, talk about experiences and the games that he played. And that's another tale from the Sipp. That's another tale from the Sipp. Hey.